Well, as parents, when we look at our children and we feel that there is a child who is not performing to his potential, he is making mistakes when it comes to classroom learning, but when it comes to other things, for example, watching TV or serials, he remembers everything, and yet he fails in class. So, when we think about it, we must understand, and the parents must understand, that no child ever wants to fail. He doesn't do this deliberately. Obviously, there is something which is coming in the way of his learning. And here I would like to emphasize that children do their best to the best of their ability to learn and to perform, but there are certain areas where have no control. For example, learning is a very complex process. It's a process. And in this process, we talk about those faculties that are responsible for learning. For example, we learn through our five senses, that is our eyes, sight, hearing. Then we also learn from our skin, whatever sensations we pick up, taste and smell. But of these five faculties, the five senses we are talking about, hearing and sight are most important. Most learning happens when we are looking at things. So, here, if the child is not learning, the first thing for the parent is to understand, is there anything which is coming in the way of his learning, which is coming through sight? So, if it is sight, now sight here again, I would say that there are two issues. One is the simple sight problem, which is, when you go and get your eyes tested by an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor, and he says that this child has sight issues and he is fitted with glasses and that problem is taken care of. The other problem is, which is not so very well known, which is called eye skills or eye teaming. Teaming means we have two eyes and both the eyes should be moving at the same pace. So, when we are moving from left to right, both eyes should move as a team, so that if to make it simple for you to understand, if one eye is little faster than the other, then two images will be formed on the retina and the child may see double, or maybe the image is little hazy, little blur. So, in that case, the child is not able to read, or whatever is written on the blackboard, that also becomes a big issue for him. He may have tremendous difficulty in copying from the blackboard. So, these are the issues that will go towards him not learning through sight. That is when he is looking. The second is hearing. Now, whenever I talk to the parents and I tell them about hearing, the first reaction is, no, no, my child is very good, his hearing is perfect, he's not deaf. But we are not talking about deafness. We are talking about at what decibel the child is able to learn. Now, for example, if the child is having a frequent cold and cough, so what happens is that his middle ear may be flooded with fluid, and when that happens, then whatever the teacher is saying, that the child is not able to hear very clearly. To give you an example, if you block your ears with your fingers and let somebody talk, so you will understand that you're not able to hear very clearly. So, this is exactly what happens in the classroom when a child who is always having cold and cough, when he is sitting in the classroom, the vibrations do not reach the inner ear and he is not able to comprehend, to understand very clearly what the teacher is saying. So, these two are main areas which need to be checked before we arrive at any solution that why my child is not learning and why is he failing. So once we find out that his sight is normal, his hearing is normal, and yet the child is not able to cope up with classroom learning, then we have to probe. We have to find out if his IQ is normal, that he does not have borderline intelligence. If these two are also ruled out, then we come to another area which is known as specific learning disability. It is commonly known as dyslexia. So we contact the parents should contact a professional in this field, and the professional will carry out a series of tests to be able to understand why this child who is normal, who otherwise does very well in other activities, but when it comes to classroom learning, he has difficulty. So once that is identified, then his problem is taken care of. So we have to now look at some secondary issue. Now, by secondary issue, I mean that when the child is not doing well in class, the teacher scolds him. When he is being scolded or he is being punished in class, his friends, the other children, they laugh at him. And when he comes home, the parents also become teachers and they start shouting at the child, and he is deprived of all those other things he is allowed to do, like watching TV, his favorite serial, he is not allowed to do so. So he develops some secondary problems. They become like psychological problem. They affect his learning in classroom.